Well, here it is. I mean, what a way to end out this year. I have just bought my most expensive comic book I will ever buy. I don't even know how to describe it. It's actually sitting here in front of me. I have been eyeballing the cover of this comic for so many years now. It was always out of reach. It's just too expensive. Why would I mean, there's no way I could possibly get this. And I did. I got it. I got it, okay? Why did I want this? Well, it's for the cover. This to me is just the most over the top comic book cover that I've ever seen. That's why I love it. This is Exciting Comics issue 35 from October of 1944. It's from the company Nidor Comics. And here you can see the superhero, the Black Terror, who made his debut in issue 9 of this series. And this cover is by artist Alex Schomburg. Well, this is specifically why I love this cover. The Black Terror's child sidekick is driving a steamroller, which is crazy enough as it is, but he's running people over, these Japanese stereotypes, with a big smile on his face. And while a child is steamroll running over men with a giant smile on his face, his adult partner is Tommy gunning them in the face and head, as if the steamroller isn't enough. And look at them. It looks like they're having the absolute time of their lives. And this is what's fun to them. It's complete insanity. This is a comic book for children to read. I love it. Now, this has been my biggest year for comic book collecting in my entire life. And earlier this year, I got this. Daredevil issue 22. This is from February of 1944 from Lev Gleason Publications. And again, it is a steamroller cover. And why did I want this? Well, because I started collecting and fell in love with the original Daredevil character this year and found that his comic was quickly taken over by these stupid little kids, which I despised. And then I found out that there was a cover from the same year as Exciting Comics that also had a steamroller cover. And the twist on this was the steamroller is running over the stupid little kids that I hate. And I'm like, man, I need that. And this was a bit more in my price range, even though it was expensive, but I was able to get it. And I thought, I still need the matching pair. I still need, okay, now everyone on the internet, and I've said this a billion times, way too much, would call this a holy grail. Something that's I've always wanted or I've been wanted for a long time and it's always out of reach, too much, whatever. And I have explained many times that is not my definition of a holy grail. A holy grail to me, it includes the mythic elements of the holy grail, meaning the quest to even find out if it actually exists outside of my imagination is all part of the definition of holy grail. The hunt to then try to find it after you find out its existence. The trials and tribulations, that's all part of the story. This, I of course knew it existed because I saw it and I was like, oh, hey, that's cool. And then wanting it, you just go on eBay and you type it in and there's a bunch to buy. Just because it was more money than I wanted to spend. And so I just would think about it for a long time. That's not holy grail to me. It is for everyone else, but not for me. But enough about that. Now I own it. And as you can see, even though they're both Golden Age comics and they come from the same year, this one didn't fit in the Silver Age case. And they don't make Golden Age cases. Now, another thing, they're not matching, which, I like things to match, but I may actually slab these with the CGCs, now that I have this. Yes, I've said many times before, I hate slabbed comics. I don't want my stuff encased in slabs. But I'm coming to the realization that maybe 10 years from now, I don't know, it's just a guesstimate, I may sell this stuff off. I don't know. Changes may come where I may say, okay, I had my fun. I love comics. I love collecting. I love all this stuff. But as my past has shown and my possible future, as I can imagine it, may show, I let things go sometimes. I work things out. I get it through my system and then I let it go. And and I could see the day where I say it's time to downsize and consolidate and wind things down and minimalize and say, okay, I had my run. Now don't let the trappings of life become a burden on who I leave behind. Maybe finance a retirement, a proper retirement, I don't know. And this comic would go for a lot more money than I bought it if it was slabbed by the CGC. It would also preserve it until then. And inside, well, the story's not all that exciting. The art isn't as great. It's a different artist than Alex Schomburg. And really, this is in my collection solely because of the cover. And so a slabbing of it kind of makes sense, because slabbing really only makes sense for like trading cards, because it reduces it down to just a front and back cover, which removes all the joy of a comic. But I only have these two comics because I love the characters and the covers and all the other nonsense I said about these, right? Again, in the story in here, not all that fantastic, because this is into the era of the little kids again, so the story was going downhill. So you're probably dying to know, how much did I spend on this comic? Okay, so these are up on eBay. There are several of them up there. They go for thousands and thousands of dollars. They're all slabbed by the CGC. There was this one, which was unslabbed, and there was another one unslabbed, but it didn't have the cover. Well, the cover is what I want. I mean, I would have just bought the cover without the comic, but that wasn't out there. So I'm down to just the raw one. And I'm like, boy, if there was ever a comic I was going to buy pre-slabbed, it would have been this. Of all other comics in the world, I would have been perfectly fine just buying it pre-slabbed, because I'm not going to be surprised if I send this off to be slabbed, even though they keep raising their prices and it's going to take 5 months for it to come back to me and all that whatever. But this was so much cheaper than the other ones. Okay, how much was it? Well, it was still a lot, but the price slowly, very slowly came down month after month throughout the course of the year. And now that the end of the year has come, I thought, now is the time to jump. It's now or never. Someone else is going to jump on this, or it's just going to come off the market, or I don't know, or this is the time to do it so that I can stop thinking about it and I never have to buy another expensive comic again. This cost me $575. Yes, $575 for a single comic book. Now, I've spent $300 on a single comic book this year. I've spent $200 and $150 and $100 on multiple comics this year. But this one right here, $574 just for this comic. And I will never spend that much, and certainly not more than that, ever again for the rest of my life on a single comic book. Just not going to. There's nothing out there that I want. But there you go. It's in my collection now. Now, again, I may end up spending even more when it comes down to it for this comic, because if I get it slabbed, that's more money going into this. Now, one more thing. I was talking to my friend Mark recently, and I'm really impressed with his comic collection. Even though I'm having so much fun tracking down these individual issues and making videos and doing my thing, really, what Mark is doing, I think I would enjoy more. I don't know. I think I would. He's not doing this nonsense. He is getting the giant hardcover omnibuses, which I have a bunch of, but that's all he gets. And he has a full library of them, an endless amount. And he is doing the most important thing. He's reading them. And as he reads them, he puts the completed ones in a separate section. And then over here, he's got the ones he still needs to read. Over here, he's got the ones he's read. And there's so many of them. And really, I wish I was doing that. I wish I was buying the highest quality collections of reprinted full runs of all the comics in history and making a full library, a beautiful library, and actually sitting down and reading them cover to cover, volume after volume, and going through them and showing this is what I've done and this is what I'm gonna do. And then I have my list of these are the new ones coming out, the big omnibus hardcover compendiums, and add those to my collection. That's the way to do it. Mark is doing it right. But hey, there's still time for me. In the meantime, this is the big purchase to end out this big year. And that'll be that. As the new year begins, I'll be turning a new leaf, starting a new chapter. And so, I'll see you next time.